What is up, guys? This is John, aka Pokemon, and today I am joined with Chris
Yo.
for possibly the last time for the power rankings, recap videos, and all of that good stuff because the D-League season is coming to an end. We only have one more week, which I'm pretty sure the battles will go out tomorrow, depending on when the coaches can do them. The battles will be done by tomorrow regardless, and then it is time for the playoffs. So, what me and Chris are going to do is we're going to go through who is in the playoffs, because we already know the four teams in the playoffs. Everyone who's in the playoffs is already in, and everyone who's not in it, well, is already knocked out. So this week is kind of meaningless, but Chris will explain why. Two battles hold a lot of importance. I hope you guys are really excited. There are 3 weeks of really good battles. I mean, this week's not going to mean a lot when it comes to playoffs and all of, like, it doesn't mean a lot of who's in, who's out. It kind of means, like, seeding and all that, which is important, but it's not the end of the world. To be the best, you have to beat the best, so it doesn't really matter who you play in that sense.
Yep.
But after that, there's 2 playoff games and the championship. So, get excited. Chris is going to go down the top 4 teams, explain what happens with who wins or who loses. He's done a lot looking into it. He likes that stuff. And then we'll come together at the end and really talk about some stuff. I might throw some things out there, but Chris is he's a smart guy.
All right. So, like John said, we're just going to do the 4 teams that are in the playoffs. There really isn't a point in bagging on the teams that didn't make it, and that's all I'd be doing because they would be the bottom 4. So, starting things off, number 1 team is still the undefeated Real Maril, Mega Mogwai. He has clinched his playoff. He's clinched the top seed. There is statistically no way, no matter how the matches go, he can lose the top seed position. He is the number 1 seed. The playoffs, the way the playoffs will work is the 1 seed plays the 4 seed, and the 2 and 3 seeds play each other. Then the winners of those play each other in the final. We didn't break it down by conference or anything, just to give it a little bit of chance to mix it up. And because honestly, it was looking like if we did it by conference, we were going to have repeat matches for the final week and the first week. And, you know, if we can give them the chance to shake things up, we're going to. But like I said, the undefeated and ever-threatening Miguel is the first seed. No one can take that away from him. And now it's basically just up for the other 3 people to battle to decide who doesn't have to play Miguel. Which I think is probably that's probably the popular opinion of the way to say it. I don't think there's really any team that's like, oh yeah, I want to go in there and take the big dog out. I think most of them probably want to go around and make it to the final round and then win it there.
I mean, it is important. I mean, there's 4 people's seasons that are over. They probably wish they were in the playoffs. And if you're in the playoffs, you want to get as far as you possibly can. So getting knocked out in the first round isn't the best thing. So even though they're going to have to beat Miguel to win it, or, you know, hope that someone else does it, it's easier to hope that someone else takes out the undefeated guy that most likely beat them in the regular season, and then play against someone who they've either beaten or they know how to beat or they feel more comfortable beating. It's a big mental game right now. I remember talking to people in the playoffs when I was in the playoffs. It's do or die. You lose, you plan wrong, you're fucked. So you need to really think and sit there for a long time and be like, what are they going to bring? Like, I think Miguel and George, if they do play, it'll be their 3rd time. The mind games that are going to go into that battle and that preparation is just going to be incredible. So look out for those matchups. I feel like I wanted to add something.
Yep, there's a lot of potential 3rd matches in this, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Moving on to the number 2 spot right now in scores and, you know, differential, it goes to Adam, TNA TV, the Anaheim Mighty Ducklets. He is, I believe, 5-2 and plus 10. And right now, if it ended, obviously he would be in the 2nd seed spot. The interesting thing is that based off of how his match with Sam goes this week, he could potentially be playing any team in the first round of the playoffs. If he beats Sam, then he doesn't have to worry about playing Miguel, but he could still end up playing George. If he loses to Sam, he could end up playing Miguel, or he could end up playing George if, you know, George wins or loses by a significant enough margin to push him down but not below Sam, etc., etc. So it's really kind of crucial week for Adam to get a win or lose in such a way that he can hopefully set himself in a place he wants to be. I think he might be the only team that has, on paper, a really immediately strong matchup against Miguel. So, he might not mind if he gets that fourth seed spot. But then again, Miguel did kind of stomp on him in the season. So you got to think maybe he wants to avoid that. And you probably just want to win anyways. So that's a very interesting thing going in. The number two or the number three spot goes to George Septile MC, coach of the San Francisco 49ers. He's in the same spot as Adam. He's only one differential point lower than Adam. So, if he loses, he's immediately in the bottom two. If he wins, he is in the middle two. He could either be second or third. So again, he could play any of the coaches. Depending on how things go for him, how his differential stacks up predominantly against Sam and Adam, who play each other in the winner of that match. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that goes. I believe Adam and Sam were going to get their match done before that. So potentially, George and Miguel could have an idea of what kind of numbers they're looking at going into their match when they play it. But I think it's not going to matter too much because George is just going to go hard and go for the win, especially after that loss to Miguel earlier in the season. There's no way he's not playing to win it all, regardless of where that puts him in the seeding. He wants to be the dude to end that undefeated streak. So playoffs be damned, he's going to go hard.
Yes, sir.
And then number four is the man who has climbed up scratching, from the bottom, the depths of negative differential. Sam Fufu, coach of the Newcastle United. He's pretty much in a has to win situation. If he loses, there's no way that anyone else, there's no way that George could lose by enough to fall underneath him in differential. So if Sam loses, he's playing Miguel first round. If he wins, then again, he's in the second or third spot, depending on if George wins and by what the differential is. Granted, it doesn't really matter too much at that point. It's just a matter of, where that falls, because if Sam wins and then George loses, but he loses by the same or more than Adam, George will actually fall down to the fourth spot, in which case we would have the repeat playoff week, which would be George and Miguel and Sam and Adam again. So it's pretty interesting. A lot of it is affected immediately by Sam's win. His kind of pushes some interesting differential things because Adam and George are so close in differential that, where they fall is going to come down to record more than anything. And obviously Sam winning disrupts Adam's winning record more than the differential could potentially play into it.
So, with all of that out of the way, it is going to be a very exciting week. And make sure that you are subscribed to all four of those channels. I don't know who's going to be uploading on the specific days. George could get really excited and win and upload his right away. He might also get really angry and upload his right away and be, I'm beating Miguel in the playoffs.
It's true.
Who knows? It should be exciting. All of them are great battlers. They're really good commentators. For what Adam lacks in experience, he really makes up for in knowledge. Yeah. George he doesn't upload a lot, but he's been doing it for a long time. He knows what he's doing. And Sam and Miguel upload frequently. They're really good battlers. They know what they're talking about. So you should be really excited for all of their videos. Stay tuned on the channel. I think me and Chris have decided that at least two of us, I don't think Chris is going to do it. Maybe me and Cooper and Gubbs and me. Maybe someone else. We don't know exactly, but we are going to try to live record the playoff games. We're not going to know anything about the battle. If anybody says anything about it, they're going to die. I don't want to hear it. I want to be surprised. It's excited. It's going to be really exciting. We can, watch the video back, record our live reactions, try to commentate it, pretend like we're professional people for a made-up fantasy Pokemon League. Should be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for those videos. And right now, Looking at these battles, I want to make predictions, but I don't because I think they're just so evenly matched and like I really I just don't know. I don't think any of them don't want. I think all of them want it a lot. They're gonna go. So I'm so excited. I really I wasn't even this excited for my own playoffs. I mean, I was more nervous at that point, but like this is just so exciting. I cannot wait to see it. Four really good players. I mean, we got some. I mean, everyone else in the league, I think, are really still like really good. You know, these people picked it up a little quicker. Those people are really good. The question will be, is there going to be a D-League Season 2? We will tell you guys what we're doing with that after the season. So maybe people will be returning. Maybe it'll be a new season. Maybe it'll never happen again. Maybe we'll make the C-League, you know, just for shits and giggles. Who knows? You know, thank you, everybody who joined the league. The four that didn't make it, I still enjoyed watching your battles. And I think, Chris, I think you'll agree that all of them, you know, they didn't have the best records, but they had some really good battles. I mean, John Origins was in almost every single fucking battle he played.
Yeah, I mean, for a dude whose only win was a forfeit, he was tooth and nail right there at the end. I think everybody really thought he had Roger in their week when they played. Roger could have easily lost a trick room there at the end, out of seemingly nowhere, and a lot of his matches went that way. It was really good.
Yeah, and I just really hope you guys did enjoy it. So to kind of end the video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support. The channel hit over 1,000 subscribers, and that's pretty incredible, especially since the D-League isn't full of, you know, big-name people. I mean, we have some pretty popular people in the GBA, especially someone like Shady, and you'd think, 1,000 subs on this channel isn't much, but considering that this was just an effort between me, Gubs, Chris, and then some other people who helped out, Alex, Joe, Nick, and some other GBA people, Steve, obviously. It's just kind of incredible what we were able to accomplish, and I'm really thankful. So hopefully the next season of the GBA will be really exciting and even better than it was last season, and I really hope you guys are excited for the playoffs and everything ends with a bang. So, Chris, do you have any final words before we end the video?
Nah, we good.